Structure keeps me sane. They literally keep me from falling apart. Building systems can sometimes sound like such a big thing that we have to do, but honestly, it's in the little things that give me mental clarity. I'm prone to having what I call mental tabs. Think about a computer that has tens of tabs open. That can be me sometimes. I really be giving my computer work to do. But you don't realize that it's actually clogging the computer's memory, and there's so many things going on in the background even when you're not using those tabs. Now think about that, but for your mind, for your brain. I've gained so much clarity and sanity by simply having some sort of organization, structure, and system to the things that I do, especially my repeated tasks. It helps me keep my mind clear, and it saves me from spending my memory on mental tabs. So if you're struggling with mental clarity and just keeping your mind empty, then you're invited to take at least one of the systems that I'll talk about today. They literally save my life. And you can design this according to what your lifestyle is. You don't have to copy and paste. You don't need your mind babysitting all these mental tabs. It's not productive. Let's start with what we might consider the most unglamorous thing, and that's cleaning. I didn't realize how much mental clutter, thinking about what to clean and when to clean my house. It seems like just such a mundane, regular task that I do anyways. But in busy seasons or entire times when I run out of time, I can easily forget to clean. Or not the word forget. I know I need to clean. That's why it's a mental tab, right? I know I need to clean. It's somewhere in my mind. I just don't have the time to do it now. And of course, we can talk about delegation and getting a cleaner. I think that's a whole separate conversation that is completely worth it. But if you don't have a cleaner just yet, mentally you're thinking, oh, I should be cleaning my bathroom today. It's due for this fridge to be clean. It's due for the microwave to be clean. It's due for a steam mop. It's due. It's due, okay? But when is it going to be done? You can then do it randomly. You can then say, I'll try and do every weekend. But having a system means that my brain doesn't have to hold this information anymore. So for me, I put in my calendar when I need to wash my bathroom. I put in my calendar every Friday evening, wash the towels and the bedding. I knew in my head before that every Friday evening I need to wash, but sometimes I forget. Sometimes something else creeps up. But having that structure cemented in by putting in a reminder in my calendar means that I don't have to worry about remembering when I can do this, even when the weeks are busy. I even want to take this further by putting it on my husband and I's shared calendar so that it's not just me that's aware of when things need to be done. So no matter how regular and mundane that sounds, placing it in your calendar somewhere makes a huge difference. It might not even be your calendar, but just having some sort of reminder system. Some people have things on their fridge that you can look at. I'm thinking of telling Alexa to tell me when I need to get these things done as well. So it can be in different ways you can implement this, not just in the calendar, but make sure that you're putting it in a way where you feel rest assured that your brain doesn't have to think about this, but something else can remind you. It goes such a long way, honestly, believe me. The next system that maintains my sanity regularly is having a kitchen system that saves me time and energy. I love cooking. I love spending time in the kitchen. However, it can easily get overwhelming. But because I love cooking, I'm determined to keep polishing my efficiency in the kitchen where I can produce great meals, good food, but still do it in a time efficient manner. My ideal world is split into days. I have my planning day where I plan what we're going to eat next week, the week coming. Then I have the shopping day, the grocery day, where based on my plan, I'm going into the shop to shop for those things and any other house things that I need. The next day is ingredient prep day. So based on what I've shopped, being able to prep those things accordingly, pop them in the fridge, pop them where they need to be. And then finally, cooking day. So cooking day is where if I have a lot of cooking to do, I'm just smashing that out all at once. So making this a structure looks like having a day in the week to plan my next week's meal. And I do that by I have a list of food items. Guys, it's a lot. I have a list in my notes of different types of foods in like the different categories that I want to eat. So like protein, carbs, veggies, and basically I've tried different things so far. I'm really spontaneous when it comes to food, and that's why I need the system to kind of keep me grounded. And this is not saying that you have to lock into this thing and never try anything else outside of it. No, it just prevents me from having to make a decision every time. So in my planning day, I would go into my list and I will pick 2 things out of each category that I want to cook in this new week. So for example, under the protein category, I could pick lamb and salmon. I always try and do like a meat and a fish for the week. This would already be based on the meals I have in mind to make anyway. In my carbs, I would pick rice and quinoa. In my veggies, I would pick broccoli and red peppers. So based on, what I'm having that week, I would pick out of that list. And I know these are the things that I need to shop for. These are the only things that I'm going to shop for, because I can go into a shop and spend so much time wondering. I'll be like, oh, this looks nice. This looks nice. And that's how time keeps piling up. I don't have time for that. But doing this means that I can go into the shop, get what I need, get out. I can even pass the list on to my husband or someone else to help me get it, or I can even order it in if I require. But I know that because I've done that planning, the grocery shopping can go a lot smoother and it's a lot precise, because I found that I usually have to go to the shop every couple of days because I need something new. But when I go through the system, then I should have caught that all in the planning phase. And it doesn't take long. It could literally just be a few minutes of you deciding next week we're eating rice and stew and salad. So I usually try and have like 2 meal options that I can rotate between, and I shop accordingly. And then ingredient prep day, I would usually maybe boil my meat for stock, air fry those. So I do like the first half of the cooking, so I don't have to sleep in the kitchen when it's cooking day. So I would boil the meat and maybe steam the veggies, all of the little things that I can do to kind of get started, and put it in the fridge. And then on the cooking day, which should usually be like the last day of the week, so I usually start this like in the middle of the week, so like from Thursday to Sunday, I kind of split it out so that I'm not overwhelmed. And then by Sunday, everything should have been cooked, prepped, or ready to go for another week. It saves me a lot of time. But I'm really, really open to hearing about anybody that has structures and systems in their house, in their kitchen, and how they just run their home. I would love to know, because I love learning about these things. And I think there must be better ways to do these things efficiently. After the king of suggestions, which is delegation, of course. But until we're able to fully delegate everything, we need systems to help us run it better. The next system that keeps me sane and maintains my mental clarity is having a structure around managing relationships. I don't know if it's just me, but as I get older, I have a lot less time to be texting, and I'm not even a caller. So for me, out of sight can easily be out of mind. But that's not an excuse. I had to do something about it. For me, this looks like scheduling in a time for a call or a checkup into my calendar with my friends and family. Then I pop in my calendar when to remind me next to call. This gives me a tracker of how often I'm checking in, but it also gives me that reminder that I need to drop this person a message or I need to call this person. Now, that might sound very rigid and robotic, but honestly, if you're like me and picking up the phone is not a natural thing to you, then this system has really helped me. Then building this system into your routine would be a game changer. This structure helps me stay on top of moving my body, where it's not a daily battle between myself and the weather. Is it too cold to go outside? Or I then go outside to move my body, get to the gym, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing today. I used to find that just very exhausting. So my structure to keep a healthy lifestyle by moving my body without weighing down on my mind regularly is assigning the days that I go to the gym. Firstly, I had to determine how many days out of 7 days do I want to go to the gym? Do I want to spend and actively moving my body? It's not just I'm going to go to the gym twice a week. Okay, which days twice a week? Okay, we're going to the gym Tuesday and Thursday twice a week. That is great. So Tuesday and Thursday, I'm not waking up thinking, am I going to the gym today? No, we've already said we're going to the gym. Okay, what are we going to do in the gym Tuesday and Thursdays? Okay, on Tuesdays, we're going to focus on legs and glutes. On Thursday, we're going to focus on upper body and abs. I even take it a step further by having set exercises for each day on my phone. So for leg day, I know the exercises I'm doing on leg day. I'm not trying to do anything new. And for somebody that's a creative, I was worried that spontaneity is a thing that I'm going to lose. But honestly, consistency is boring. Consistency is very boring. You don't have to do different things each time. You can sprinkle a little thing here, a little thing there. But for you to be consistent, you have to be friends with boredom. Okay, it's repetitive. It has to be repetitive. So I know Monday is leg day, Tuesday is upper body day, Wednesday is such and such, Thursday is such and such. And these are the exercises I'm doing in these days. If I miss some days and it meets me on a Wednesday when I'm finally getting to go to the gym in the week, I'm not trying to then figure out what I'm doing on Wednesday, because I know Wednesday is glutes day, for example. And yes, I've missed Monday, that's leg day, and Tuesday, that's upper body day. But that doesn't mean I'm now trying to like do leg day on Wednesday. It's just too much for me. So I just know Wednesday's glutes day and that's it. Sometimes I'll maybe infuse an exercise here and there if I'm trying to just do other things. But the point of this structure is for the major parts of life and the daily recurrence without disruptions. When there's disruptions, obviously you can accommodate as necessary. This allows you to still have something to fall back on even when there's nothing to reaccommodate to. Another system that just maintains my mental clarity is having some sort of plan for my finances. So yes, you have a goal. Yes, I have a goal on how I want to grow my money and do other things with money. If I don't break that down and put some structure behind it, then those things are just wishful thinking. One of the methods that I use to ensure that my financial goals are on track is having a sinking fund, and having a sinking fund for the different things I have goals for. So having a sinking fund for a car, having a sinking fund for an investment, having a sinking fund for taking a gap year, whatever that is, having a sinking fund and then scheduling that in as a standing order so that once money comes into my account, I'm not again negotiating with myself what I'm doing with this, how am I going to do this, what am I going to do with it? No. Things have already been pre-planned and we know where that money is going to, and the money has already started working before I have the chance to decide that actually I don't want to put you in this fund. No, there's no time for that. But honestly, it's really freeing when your basic repetitive tasks are handled already. It gives my mind space to create, to be free, to think about new things, knowing that the things I have to do regularly, I don't have to always think about them. These things are not very exciting either. Like I said, they're very mundane, they're very boring. But if implementing boring structures allow me to achieve my goals and ensure that I'm on the path of consistency, then I'm gonna take it. Okay, I can't lie, sometimes I was like, I want to do something different, I want to try something different, I want to be spontaneous. But every time I choose that path, honestly, like at some point I'm like, I just need structure. I just need my systems in place, because being spontaneous is honestly draining. That's why spontaneity, it's not for every time. For your every time, for your everyday, having systems help you manage your life better. I would love to hear about the systems and structures that you've implemented in your life that allows you to maintain your sanity and your mental clarity often. I'm still tweaking minds and polishing minds daily. If you're watching this video and you don't have any structure, you don't have any systems, I hope one of these help you. Let me know which one of these systems you will be implementing in your life. And as usual, if you know someone that would benefit from this video, don't hesitate in sharing. We're not gatekeepers over here. We're all trying to learn and grow. Do share this video with them. And if you're seeking more videos like this that can give you tips on living better and making the most of each day, then check out this channel for more. And also check out our podcast channel where I have conversations with different normal people like you and I who are making intentional decisions to build their better self. Until next time, do take care and I'll see you in my next video.